Hey, good morning. It's Deb and Mom.
Good morning.
Good morning. Here at Bowl Me Over. And we're going to make a family favorite today. And this is Mom's recipe, so you know they're always good. What are we making today,
Rhubarb
Mom?
pie.
Rhubarb pie. It's a favorite. Grandma used to have us help her make rhubarb pie in the summertime, only we wouldn't make one pie. We'd probably make
15 or 20.
Yes.
One day and then that means the next.
Yes. So we're professionals. Don't try this at home. Just kidding. So what are we going to need for this one?
Well, we're going to need sugar, flour, salt, cinnamon, and a little bit of butter.
Okay. We're also going to use pie crust and rhubarb. And these are rhubarbs I nabbed from the neighbor's garden, so I was very excited about that. This is our recipe. First thing though we're going to start is by cleaning the rhubarb. It's going to be a little dirty. No surprise there. The leaf, it has a big, broad, beautiful leaf. I cut all those off before I came over today. You want to cut those off and discard them. The leaf is actually poisonous. It's gonna may have a little kind of papery stuff on the bottom. You'll just peel that right off. It's not palatable. So we're gonna clean up the rhubarb and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We washed up the rhubarb. Couple of things before we start. Always, always, always put a pan underneath your pie as it's cooking.
The next rack under.
Yep, next rack under, because this will bubble over. And that's not a bad thing in this case. So it just makes it a lot easier to clean up. Mom always covers it with foil, which is super smart. You'll know that rhubarb is ripe when it's red. You know, like, so this piece might not be quite as ripe. It's just gonna be a little more tart. And then a lot of people ask, do you need to peel rhubarb? No. The larger stalks like this, they could be a little tougher, but we're going to slice them down the middle before chopping them. And that'll, you know, kind of take care of those fibers that are tough anyway. So,
Or you can just cut them in real small pieces this way.
you could.
However, if you cut it this way, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. So we're going to get started chopping this. Mom's going to be in charge of that, and just follow along. So what we need here is about 7 cups of rhubarb, and that's what we have. A little more, a little less. We like to have that pie with a nice dome on the top, so that's what we ended up with here. And Mom's going to put that pie crust down. And I tell you what, if my 85-year-old mom, soon to be 85-year-old mom, can use store-bought crust, so can I. So just the big hint is get a good brand. Don't get the cheap brands, because the cheap brands will tend to use not a good butter.
They just aren't as tasty.
Yeah, they're just not as good.
Flaky.
So, and then Mom had a good tip when you're using the pie crust. What was your tip, Mom?
To pull it out of the refrigerator about an hour before you're ready to use it. Then it's much more pliable and it's easier to use.
Great. Okay, good to know. That's why it's Mom's recipe. And so anyway, while Mom's doing the pie crust, I'm going to mix together the ingredients for the pie. And that the first thing is sugar. We're going to put 2 cups of sugar into the rhubarb, 1/3 cup flour. And if you don't catch all this, it's below. The link for the blog, the pie crust, is below. And so that's 1/3 cup of flour. Could use cornstarch too. We just always use flour. Sorry for the little tinkly toes in the background. Joe's walking around. Pinch of salt. So it's about 1/4 teaspoon. And cinnamon. Cinnamon's going to give it that warm flavor, which is absolutely delicious. We're going to use a teaspoon of cinnamon. So a little more, a little less. And just going to mix this together until it's all incorporated. The flour is going to stick to the cut ends of the rhubarb, and that's what's going to help thicken this pie. If you've never had rhubarb, it's a big Midwest thing. It grows really good out here in Oregon too. But yeah, Grandma used to keep us busy. And then when we would finish making 40 rhubarb pies, then we would start on apple pies. Because you never knew when someone was going to stop by. And
We must have dessert.
must have dessert. That would be a Grandma thing. What are you doing over there with your pie crust, Mom?
I'm just slicing it so that the bubbly can come through.
Okay.
I mean, you can also cut it in strips, but I always just slice it like that.
So she just folded her pie crust over and she put like one cut down the middle and then several cuts on
Just makes
diagonals.
it prettier.
Yeah, it makes it prettier. Okay, so this looks good and incorporated. Let's bring him up and put all this into our pie crust. And see how it's got that nice dome on it? Isn't that pretty? And Mom is gonna put the pie crust on. That's beautiful. And then, why do you crimp it, Mom?
To seal it.
And what does the sealing do?
It keeps the goodies inside, and they'll come out the top, but they won't come out, maybe not out of the leaky out of the side.
Yeah. So the sealing will seal in the fruit, hopefully, but that's also why we have our pan underneath.
Because it'll still bubble over.
It'll still bubble over, no matter what we do. Even if, you know, this is pretty generous pie, but looks really pretty that way.
I think I should get a fork.
From there, we finished crimping the sides with a fork. I sprinkled it with cinnamon and sugar and placed it in the oven to bake. We're about halfway through the bake, and I don't think I said. So the pie gets baked at 350 degrees for an hour and a half to an hour and 15 minutes. We're halfway through the bake now, and looks like it's getting a little brown on the edges. So Mom went ahead and cut out some tin foil, aluminum foil. I always call it tin foil. And we're gonna pull the pie out. We're just gonna put it so the foil will help keep the crust from becoming too brown, especially that crust side. Mom, if you could place that on there. She's just loosely crimping it on the sides. And again, that's going to protect the crust. And it's going to keep it from getting too browned. So back in the oven it goes. We're going to keep an eye on it. Could be another 30 minutes, could be another 45. Timer just went off. It's been 1 hour and
15 minutes.
15 minutes. So I'm going to pull it out of the oven. Mom's going to test it. We're going to see what we think. Hang on. Oh, wow.
It's done.
Mom says it's perfect. See how the pie, and it's just beginning to spill over, mostly probably because I didn't hold it perfectly level as I brought it over. So if we cut into this now, it would spread all over and become a delicious soup. So we're gonna let it cool completely, absolutely completely. And you know, like these areas that it spilled over, that's what's gonna save us from a smoking oven next time we turn it on, because that pan underneath caught those juices as they spilled over. But doesn't that look gorgeous? Okay, we'll be back in a little bit. I'm gonna let it cool all day, and then it'll be time for rhubarb pie and vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream.
That'll be good. See you in a few. And we are back. Who's hungry for some pie?
Me?
It looks really good. This has sat and chilled today. Once it cooled off completely, like the heat-wise, Mom put it in the refrigerator. And that will help us to make the pie, cut better slices, I should say. Because when it's hot, it will drizzle out the side. So now, let's cut some pie. And we'll see how well we did. Still pretty juicy. But regardless, it's going to be delicious. So no rhubarb pie is complete, in my opinion, without ice cream. So, ooh, is soft and it's perfect. There we go. You ready to give it a taste test, Mom?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So we get a fork.
All right. I'll take this one. We'll see what you think. What's your favorite part of rhubarb?
Just all of it.
I think it's such a nostalgic flavor. I just love that tartness of it.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm. Guys, if you want to make a great pie, this is the one to make. Easy as pie, right? I hope you give it a try. The complete recipe is below. If you have any questions, either leave a note below or pop me an email. Either way works. It's Deb from Bowl Me Over. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.